Welcome back, Soccerholics fans. We're here at the 817 Sports Bar and Grill, home of the Crystal Palace supporters. Guys, what are you guys thinking about the match today?
Tough game. First one back after a bit of a break, so see how the guys get on. Probably didn't get the signings we wanted in the transfer window, but obviously you have to back the team and see how we get on. Sheffield United are a good side, so yeah, we'll see what happens.
But so is Crystal Palace, guys. Trust me, they've been in the Premier League for over a decade now, and trust me, you guys have the experience. You guys know how this run is in. We're thinking mid-table finish. That's how I'm feeling personally. But I think over here, a big 3 points means a lot because you guys are almost to 40, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We got to 30 before or around December. That's big for us. We haven't really been that far up in quite some time. We're sitting 11th right now, but we're hoping for a mid-table, maybe 9 or 10 finish.
But honestly, guys, it's going to be an exciting game because Sheffield United have brought something a little bit spicy to the Premier League. However, trust me, Crystal Palace did that before them. And trust me, I think the Eagles here are going to do their best to get all 3 points at home today and have a good run going into 2020. Roy, start me off with Roy. Where's Roy in your heart right now?
I love Roy. I'll be honest, when he came in after Frank de Boer, he kept us up, and I'm very thankful for that. He's given us some of the best results that we've had in the Premier League. He's given us some of the top things that we've ever gotten. But I think there's a ceiling that we've hit under Roy, and I think we're at that ceiling with him, and I think it's his time. He's had a really good career, honestly, a good career. I think it's time for him to retire or step down, anything. I think his time at Palace is done after this season. I think he can take us to the end of the season, keep us up, but next year I think it's time to move forward.
Now, I understand, okay, we just watched the game all together. Unfortunate result at home, and your home form hasn't been the best. I think you guys only got about 4 wins out of 13 matches there, which is unfortunate. I think over here, because this is why I'm turning this way, I heard him mention Roy's looking for 3 more games, and then he thinks, okay, I'm safe. The fan base is going to be fine and everything else.
Look at what Roy does. He's a second half guy. He goes, we play that way in games. We don't do anything in the first half, and he puts it in the second. Second half of the season. Once we're safe, you'll see he'll start going for it. The first season he was up, we were playing some of the best football with Loftus-Cheek and Zaha. There was some glorious stuff, but it's become a little stultifying. And he's probably the best guy given that the board aren't spending any money, but it's not clear he's on the same wavelength as the board, and it's not clear that it's working. He seems to not use the players that they give him, and they're looking, I think, long term, trying to get younger players in, and he wants people with experience. So, but that game was pretty standard for us. We didn't take our chances in the first half. Benteke was again. He doesn't anticipate the game. When he does get a chance, he scuffs his shot. It's been that way for the last 3 seasons. And we didn't take our chances in the first. You have to say Guaita was unfortunate. He's gained us about 8 points this year just on his own. And to have that one little slip, you can forgive him that. But and then, no subs until after 70 minutes. They don't get any chance to make a difference. It's... but it's par for the course, and at least we got some points on the board.
Yeah, so if I recall correctly, I think we're still sitting at 30 points.
Yep.
Today, if we had won, that puts us to 33, and we're in the top half of the table.
Reasonable goal difference. I think we dropped a couple of...
So I think that puts your goal difference, if I recall, at -7, but you mentioned 2 key things here, and I know you're going to answer this question for me here. We have the academy, which produced one of the best right-backs we've seen last season. Is there anybody else coming? Because I understand, and I was hearing when I was listening to people at the bar during the game, we need signs, but I've seen Max Myers. I've seen that you guys have brought in a couple top prospect players that haven't been played. Like even your player of the month from last month, he wasn't starting. I was reading that online. Like, what's going on with this?
Best guy is probably Perrick.
I think, Brandon Perrick. I'll be honest, we do need signings. We've got an aging squad.
regarding the academy, there's a lot going on saying we're going to build this, we're going to build that. But again, you have to spend money. And I think that's the most frustrating thing. I don't think, like, we're always going to support our team through thick and thin, etc., but it's the fact that there's nothing happening.
Well, they are at least building the academy.
Are they?
You know, yeah, they're actually building the buildings. So we actually haven't got
They were
buildings.
building a stadium 3 years ago, mate, and they still haven't built it. So
I'll take the academy. We need to be a Cat Wing academy. I mean, that's the big thing.
That's the big thing.
There's enough people coming through in South London that we need to be able to tap into that, and we haven't done that enough. So.
Well, I think there's an opportunity, especially with England having like a good national team and a lot of good prospects coming through, and especially with the Premier League money, which we were all discussing. Like, Crystal Palace has been in the Premier League for over a decade now.
Seven seasons.
7 seasons? Well, you guys are getting close to a decade for me. You guys got back there in like 2010. So for me, so I'm just being honest over the situation. And mind you, I really love Selhurst Park. It looks really good on TV. And I'm not playing that up just for the fans but like, it's a really good stadium, a good atmosphere.
You say that we've been there for 10 years, or nearly 10 years, 7 seasons. To be fair to the board, at first, they did back a fair few managers. The Bentekes, the Sackos, I think they were a little bit panic buys. But if you look at since the Cup final in 2016, we haven't progressed. And I think what's frustrating for us as fans is that we're in the Premier League. We're a really small club in South East London. We've got a great catchment area. We've got an amazing opportunity to do something with this and leave a legacy, like, you know, for people, you know, after us. And it's frustrating to see that it's not being done. I think that's the most frustrating thing.
But don't worry, I didn't forget about you, but I felt like there was some issue here when we mentioned the Cup final. Like, is there a memory, like, was that the moment where you felt like if you had won that Cup final, do you feel like the club would have advanced well?
No, we do. We have a Cup final every 27 years.
Yeah, so I guess the last time the Cup final before 2016 was what, 1990, Mike?
Yeah, actually, it was on TV here. CBC actually showed it, but not the replay.
Well, then, so I started supporting Palace in about 2012. So I was a Palace supporter during that Cup final, and I remember sitting in my parents' living room, seeing Pardew dance, and God.
We're talking about this, right?
I don't even honestly. I think because Palace have never won a cup aside from the Zenith Data Systems, whatever that was in like the 90s. Palace have never won a cup, and I think if we had have won the FA Cup in 2016, we would be on a. I don't want to say we'd be definitely top half, but I think we'd be on a better course. I think we'd be consistently safe every year. We wouldn't have these worries about are we going down in the first half. We wouldn't be worried. Are we going down? No. Okay, good.
How we keep our jollies is that we're party poopers. So, you know, we've had some big party pooping games.
Yeah.
The game at Liverpool when Gerrard was retiring, I mean, I was down at Scalawags then. It was like everybody was wearing, all the Liverpool guys were wearing special commemorative Gerrard shirts, and we pooped the party. And we did that to them, the 3-3 at Selhurst when they were going for the, the things, the Manchester City games, the only 3 points they dropped last season at home was.
And what a goal Townsend scored that match. That was a fantastic
absolutely.
match.
That's what we live on is party pooping. Yeah.
Well, honestly, I think the ingredients are there. I understand it's always a bit frustrating, especially being in that weird position between, I'm going to say 9th and 14th as a club. But honestly, it's quite the ride. It's part of the ride. It's part of the process. And I understand that there's an opportunity here for Crystal Palace as a club. If they get the right players on the right side of form, because we have the right numbers here. We mentioned that we have a squad of about 23 players. You just need to get 14, 15 of them getting with the idea, have an identity for the fans to get behind, because I think the fans deserve it at this point. Mind you, we don't deserve a lot as fans. We have to earn it. But if the players show up and do their part, I really do think that you guys can turn it around. Once again, guys, I want to thank you guys for having us here. We look forward to coming back I don't know, maybe with your noisy neighbors over there, maybe we'll watch a game or something. But guys, if you want to check us out, guys, here, any of the videos in Toronto, guys, check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Like, banner, subscribe, guys. This is Soccerholics TV here with the Crystal Palace supporters, or as you guys like to be called, the Eagles! 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 Eagles!